What's up, bad bitches? Life. So life happened. I feel like I need to study this. No, so life happened and I got behind on a lot of stuff. I just haven't really. I put on my story. I was like, yeah, can people like give me ideas of what to film, etc. And then I got like depressed. So that's the reason why it's taken so long, which I want to apologise for. But I thought this video could be the final release of my film, essentially. And I've put this off for so long. Literally so long. Like, I made this film a year ago? Almost a year ago now. And to be fair, I could have been better as a director. Like, I could have been more communicative, but I think as a person I struggle really bad with that, because I don't know why. I actually don't have a reason. I don't know why I struggle so much to communicate with people, but I do. I find it really hard, and I think that's something I could have definitely worked on with, my crew. But that is in the past, and now that I'm finally here and I can finally release my film, I don't really know what to say. I think this short film has very sensitive topics, and I think that the reason why it took so long is because I thought that I would be judged for wanting to create such a piece, like, with such themes, and and I think the fear of judgment got way too much for me, and people fear that they'll be judged in like anything and everything these days, and I am one of those people. But half the time people are not judging you. Like, they don't even notice what you're doing. Like, you could go to the gym and have kind of the worst form, or you could be going to the gym and not really even be doing anything, just sat on your phone the whole time, and no one would really realise, obviously, unless they were waiting for the machine. But your outfits don't get judged. Being at the gym, you don't get judged, so why should I stress so much about what people are gonna think? Like, it might not be their cup of tea. I watch films and half the time I don't like them. I'm like, what is this shite? But it's just because it's not my type of thing. So here we go with this short film. And I guess if you like it, that's really good, and if you don't, that's fine. But no, got a message. Oh, it's not from anyone really that needs to be thingied. But yeah, I just think with this theme, allow it to let you think deeper about it. Like, it might not be in your like world or in your mind, it might not really be anything, and it might be like, oh, like essay has to be the extreme, which is in-person essay, like being forced upon. But obviously there's a lot of different types. There's online essay, which is what this short film is about, and it's not just simply sending a pic and then it's over. It's so much more than that, and it has such like lifelong effects on you in things that you wouldn't even deem relevant. Like, and I honestly, like, I don't really know how to explain it, because you guys haven't been through it, or you have, and I wouldn't wish for you to go through it. And then if you have, it's like, that you wouldn't wish that on anyone else. I'm blabbing even. But what I'm trying to say is, don't let your perception of what social media has told you something is, don't let that be the extent of it. Research it more, try and understand it, become more open to it, because then if you meet someone in life who's like, oh yeah, I went through it, you're like, you know that it's something that stays with someone. And yeah, I really hope that people take a lot away from this, and that it helps more people stand up and speak up, or it helps people wish to advocate for this kind of thing, because it's way too common. Like, it's way too common, and it's way too normal, and it shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be. So, without further ado, I will introduce to you the short film called The Imprisonment of Croft. I had a great team and a great cast that was so flexible with me and all of my miscommunication or struggles, and so supportive. Bryony did absolutely amazing in this. She was just like the sweetest about it, and yeah, given how last minute everything was, because I was really, really ill, I think it couldn't have gone better, and how it turned out for me, to be honest. So I'm very happy with everyone's efforts. I don't necessarily speak to everyone now, but they all did an amazing job. Like George on sound, Matteo cinematography, helping me like compose shots, the actors, like just amazing work. Ollie did a great job as well. So yeah, thank you everyone, absolutely smashed it. And yeah, The Imprisonment of Croft, roll on.
Hi there, this is Susan Robertson from the National Crime Agency. Is this Emmy I'm speaking with?
So, as I was saying, that's why it's never the victim's fault. The world is just so unpredictable and unfair. Your parents mentioned you've already had quite a lot of therapy. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, cool. So, what techniques did they use that didn't work for you?
None of them worked.
If you could just be a little more specific, I could tailor my approach to suit you.
They wanted me to remember it, to relive it, and I didn't want to at the time because it was all so soon, but I didn't know how reliving it was going to make me get over it.
Cognitive behavioural therapy. It can help break down and process events instead of putting yourself in denial over it happening. It's known to be really beneficial. Do you think you'd be mentally ready for something like that now? Just to try it?
Let's do it.
Whatever comes to your mind first, about how it started, I'd love to hear.
I'd kept seeing ads for this online streaming app where you could make friends. I downloaded it and I didn't think much of it until I got a message from this guy asking if I wanted to chat and have some fun. I said yes, stupidly. I could have blocked him then, but I didn't. That's why I could have stopped those threats. It was my fault.
These threats, did he ever carry them out?
No, not himself. He threatened me with my followers' social media profiles and told me that he'd tell them all that I agreed to have fun with him if I didn't do everything he wanted to his complete satisfaction. Sometimes I didn't, and he would punish me. And these punishments just involved me sending a picture of myself to a follower of his choice.
What did he ask you to do, Amy?
I didn't know his name at the time. It just said Jay. And he asked for photos and videos, hundreds of them. List after list was sent to me, obviously pre-typed, with about 8 bullet points on each. Each bullet point required 4 various photos taken for it. I completed the first few lists, being sold the premise that on the 5th or 6th list it would be the last and I would be free.
What happened at the end of the lists?
After 200 photos and videos, he went back on his promise. On the odd occasion that we spoke about something outside of his demands, he told me that I was the longest lasting girl he'd ever been with, and by staying with him I'd prevented other girls from going through the same thing.
That's a huge thing for that man to put on you.
Although I hated it and wished every day I would no longer be here, I kind of wanted to do it, you know? I felt obligated to look out for the girls that would have come after me.
Well, that shows your character, Imi. You wanted to be everyone else's hero, but you needed one. And he trapped you into thinking there wasn't one, and wouldn't be one. But it's over now.
It's not over. He's still out there.
They're working on it, and they'll get the rest of the evidence.
Sure. I'll see you next time.
Don't forget, if you ever need me when you're going through it, just call me.
I know. Thanks.
Amy, are you coming out soon? You've been in there forever.
Yeah, no, I'll be there soon.
How much longer are you going to be?
I'll be with you in a couple of minutes.
So how have things been?
The same, really. I still think about it, even when I don't mean to.
It's going to be like that for a while, unfortunately. You have to remember, Emmy, it might be years since it happened, but coming up to the 3rd anniversary, it's going to bring up a lot of horrible memories.
I know. It just sucks, you know. Everyone always says to me that I have to move on. There's no point getting upset about it because getting emotional doesn't change the fact it happened, nor does it change what will happen.
In theory, yes. But that would be an extremely unhealthy approach to take. Ignoring something just bottles up emotions to a later date. Pretending something didn't happen doesn't mean it didn't.
So what now?
We pick up from the last session. Go through things piece by piece and process it together.
Okay.
Where did you complete the lists?
Most of the lists were completed in my bedroom. That way Mum and Dad never really suspected anything. I just put it down to watching TV in my room or talking to my now ex-boyfriend down. In reality though, my schedule with the abuse ran from 8 till 3 every day. It was exhausting, leading such a double life.
It must have been difficult staying in the same environment it happened in.
It was. But one night I had a dream of this whole new room layout. I told my dad about it and bless him, him and my mum were rapid on creating it for me. It involved having this double bed facing inwards into the centre of the bedroom. Nothing I'd ever imagined I could have, and I only had a single at this point and it pulled out into a double mattress. I remember pairing it with loads of cabinets and wardrobes and my gosh, it had such a different feel to it. Before long, my temporary double changed into a real one, complete with all these beautiful silver furnishings, along with a couple of extra details I added myself. I ended up with a room I loved even more than I did in my dream.
It sounds like it gave you a lot of happiness. Do you like decorating?
I wouldn't say in everyday life, but my room, definitely. It makes it easier for me to dissociate myself. Every time I visualise something happening, I just move the furniture around and I forget about it for a little while. And then all of a sudden the memory comes back, I move it around again and I forget it. And so on.
Where else did you complete the lists? If you don't feel you want to talk about it, we can move on.
Some were completed in another person's house, another bathroom in my house, and even abroad on holiday in Spain.
How are you feeling?
I don't know. Upset, angry, just exhausted mainly, I think.
Exhausted of what?
Exhausted of thinking I will ever find justice.
Croft is clever and technically advanced in the way he lured you in. But there are so many skilled people building the strongest case possible, and gathering as many victim statements. When they have those, all the evidence will be complete and he'll get a longer sentence than he could have done just for what he did to you.
You know, the police told me right at the beginning that only mine and his text messages were on his phone. None of my media. What would happen if that's never found?
They would have been able to access accounts, even if he uploaded them to an online server or storage space and deleted them. They still would have been seen.
Okay.
During the abuse, did you ever tell anyone else what was going on?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Who?
My friend. Max. I don't want to do either, though. Fuck. The man, way before this, had forced me to take my own virginity with various abnormal objects. Every so often, he made me increase the size of it. Sometimes I bled from it.
You are one incredibly strong human being, Amy. Never forget that. Every time you think of a moment that happened from the event, I want you to remember what I've said. Moving on has no time limit, ever, and the whole concept of getting over it is different for everyone. Don't let anyone tell you how you should be processing this. Brave people like you are the reason we're able to catch monsters like him. You saved so many others from a disgusting man.
Hi,
Hi.
can I come in?
Yeah, sure.
Right, so, no one's really heard from you after everything happened?
Yeah. I think it's just simpler to keep to myself.
But you're okay though, right?
I'm here.
Look, really sorry about what I shouldn't. We shouldn't have reacted like that. Should have been next to you.
I don't care, you're a fucking slut. How would you even get yourself in that position? We were starting something. What is wrong with you?
Look, it's not my fault the man did that. Well, that's what I was told, at least. Look, Dan, I'm sorry. I just thought you should know.
Look, my mom said you're an attention seeker and you're trying to get me away from them. And you know what? I think I agree. And this has shown your true character. Never speak to me again.
It's fine. You didn't understand the nitty-gritty details of it anyway, so...
Still, my apology still stands. Should have been next to you.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Well, got anything fun coming up?
Not really. I'm going to Essex to just check it out one more time before I officially decide if I want to go there, but that's about it. Yourself?
Well, I'm teaching little kids how to surf at the moment. So there's that. But nothing else left until leaving for Scotland.
Well, that's great, Dan, really. I'm really happy for you.
It's rewarding him. Really is.
I'm glad.
Yeah. Well, and since I managed to sneak in before Julia came back, well, I guess I'll just keep my chances of staying alive and leave before she comes back.
Okay. Thanks for stopping by.
Glad you're okay. Right, so guess this is it.
Yeah.
It's nice seeing you.
See you later.
Bye.
Hi, Mark. Yeah, I'm all good. I was just going to say, I feel like I want to go down and see Essex sooner. I just would mean that our session wouldn't be for a little while. Is that okay? Yeah, I feel I'm ready to. You know, I'm feeling so much more confident now, and I really need to make sure I want to go there. Yeah, and this weekend's the last open day till all the students start coming, so... Perfect. Okay, thank you, Mark. Thank you. I'll see you later.
Right, daughter, we're here. Last visit. Where do you want to go first?
Well, my accommodation's just there, so I'm thinking let's go for a walk through there and then head to the lake.
Yeah, sounds good to me. I think you're going to like it here, you know. It's got a good vibe.
Me too. It's peaceful, feels normal.
What do you mean?
It's crazy that I'm in this spot right now, isn't it?
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, and you've been through so much. You've come so far, and I know you're frustrated that there's no conclusion to the case, but you're doing so well, and I keep telling you you're so much stronger than you think you are. And I know, I'm sorry that your dad's not here today, but he's so busy, and he's got the call with that chief constable, and he's persistent. You know how persistent he is.
I know.
He's working so hard.
I know. He's an angel.
He is. I'll tell you what, should we go and get a drink at the student pub?
Yeah, sounds good. Should we get a mocktail?
Sounds good to me. Come on then, let's go. Do you want ID? Do you want to answer it?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
I got it. Thank you.
Hi there, this is Susan Robertson from the National Crime Agency. Is this Imi I'm speaking with?
Yeah, that's me.
Croft will be arrested on January the 7th, 2024. Congratulations. We have everything we need. We've got him.